welcome back to the channel. My name is Sun, and this is a place we are receiving divine feminine messages to support us in our journey of embodiment, enlightenment, and the ability to live from a place of unconditional love. We work with the feminine mysteries here, and we are receiving an energy update for this current time, and that will apply to whatever time you are currently in as well whenever you click on this video. So to tap in more specifically to your frequencies and energy exchange, including liking or commenting on this video, will help me to be able to access more specifically for your energies, as I do read for a lot of people. So as you connect in here, I welcome you to open your heart to receiving the messages that need to come through today in order to align us with the highest truth. We've been working mostly with identity these past few days, and this will be integrating into the next couple of weeks. But just to know that it's really okay to question who you are and to look at the deeper layers of maybe where your story of who you are, where it might have been. Was that just a sneeze? If or the idea of who we are might have been conditioned to us, had been told to us rather than self-sourced. The card is, I have unlimited potential and claim my purpose. All I need is within me. There is a deeper understanding that we are spiraling back to of a full acceptance that we have everything internally. And one of the reasons that we reject this idea or resist this idea is because it requires us to take radical responsibility for our experiences. And if we are instead waiting for somebody else or some other situation outside of us to create what we're looking for, then it's easier because we can blame that other outside external factor when it doesn't come. So if we are really self-sourcing and understanding ourselves as the creators, then we have to take full responsibility for the results or lack of that we are experiencing. All right, the Rose Oracle. Let's see what messages are coming through from the Rose Oracle, which is a connection to the spiral of the heart and the process of going internally, looking within to source the mystery, the secret, which is simply that it has been within us all along. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. When we step into this place of self-mothering, we're able to generationally affect our lineage. And it gives a sense of safety to the inner child, who is the highest self. And when the child feels safe is when they're able to express themselves authentically. And because children are so connected to divinity, there's less conditioning, like we talked about, from a child compared to an adult who's gone through a lifetime of conditioning. The child has this more easily connected ability. And so when we make ourselves and our lives safe environments for our own inner children to live through us and express themselves through us, and then we're able to access deeper truth about who we are and why we're here as well, because what we love as children is deeply connected to our purpose and our mission in this lifetime. Let's look a little bit more at this inner child, have a a little bit of a conversation with that part of ourselves. So let's see what's happening for that part of ourselves. And I'm just curious if you connect with your inner child or not. And if you have connected to it recently, what is the main communication that you're receiving? The card is the Five of Swords. Certainly a change in the mental space and adjustment to this higher realm. It's a sort of breaking point or a crossing of a line that you can't go back on, the point of no return, where it has to change now. There has to be a shift, and the only thing that we can do at this point is to allow it to happen. This can be a sort of mental break or a breakthrough where there can be a sense of delusion or disillusionment that we have to go through before we can realign, because there's been something in our mindset that has been restrictive and holding us back from the full potential, specifically in regards to our thoughts and our beliefs. So what is the more aligned piece that is coming through in regards to what our inner children are communicating to us? So the main card in front of me is the Wheel of Fortune. Oh yeah, you see the little moon face there? I saw a baby's face kind of like peeking through a window. So that's the inner child kind of playing a joke on us, like peekaboo. The Wheel of Fortune, so it came right out to the front at the top here, upright. And it really looks like a full circle. So things that had previously in the lower dimensional experience had this sort of so close but not quite feeling. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it comes all full circle, where now we see a reflection, a mirror of that same thing in a completely different version, where in the past the almost is now expressing itself as a full body yes. Then I have one upside down card which represents what we're not seeing, and we have the Fool. We are beginning, we're really taking the first step on a totally new reality. We're not seeing it because we've been here before, and there's a part of us that has a resistance in the ego towards being here again, kind of thinking like, oh, I thought I was further ahead. But the truth is you are further ahead. We come back around to the Fool whenever we're at the end or the beginning of a cycle. So these two cards, they do have this sort of ending beginning type of philosophy. And then these were all upright. So I'm just going to quickly just read a story through it. So definitely leaving something to go towards something that's a little bit better. It looks like it was what we really wanted, but we understood that there must be more. There was something that was not quite clicking. And then, yeah, we found a sort of fulfillment within our own personal inspiration and our own action, following our intuition. So that's a beautiful lesson that came from that. And we can really trust ourselves in that process. There's a beautiful fruition of the dreams, of the visions becoming reality. And it really does feel fiery and tuned in and radiant. The King of Pentacles is in reverse because there's some sort of hesitation towards receiving the full commitment and stability that's necessary to rule this kingdom. The resistance that I see in this again comes back to wanting to externally outsource rather than internally source, but there's also a feeling of there is some sort of support that wants to come through that we're not allowing to come through. And then the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, exactly. We are fully aligned to live this reality and to have an external reflection of it, but we are resistant to it at this point. And there is some learning space. Let's look at that, which is this introduction, the first step at creating our stability, at grounding ourselves into something that is foundation building. There is a sort of hopefulness and confidence in this, as well as a stepping stone that feels positive and like a forward movement. The message of love is a little bit delayed. We're hesitant and looking at that part of ourselves, there's a sort of avoidance. So we're also being asked to refuel ourselves, to fill our own cups. In relation to this, we do have the self-care challenge that just launched today. So you can ask about that. And the Two of Wands in reverse, which is, it looks like a decision that was made without all of the information. And yes, you can trust your intuition about this decision, and also invitation to be a little bit more detail focused in preparation and setup for whatever plans you're creating for your actions. That came through kind of choppy. I hope that you could follow that. Yeah, and that's the thing about it as well. Let's go to the angels. But it does have this kind of choppy feel of still coming through, still being in a state of translation and not having fully manifested yet. Miracles and blessings, everything has its gift. Yeah, we're understanding that these sort of delays are purposeful. They have something beautiful available in them, and we don't feel that we're in a rush anymore. There's no pressure to try to be something different than what we are currently experiencing. It opens into a softness and a trust that is very magnetic and is the very thing that ends up attracting what we're desiring. And let's go into the Goddess Oracle to pull a deeper message of guidance from Goddess, including any light language that might want to come through today to support us and to guide us to our highest realities in connection with the divine spark within us. We have the Divine Guardian, protection of the Winged Mother. And you see the full moon and the angel wings. The full moon does reference the ability to see in the darkness, to face shadow entities, and an understanding that the divine spark that moves within us does also have this warrior aspect, this divine protector, who is a very strong part of the ability for our inner children to express themselves through us. And our inner children are actually a part of the Divine Mother and a daughter or a son of the Divine Mother. And so this is how we are connected to the protective nature and how we know that we are divinely protected and that we have this inheritance of a warrior lineage that flows through us and that connects us to the mission of bringing peace into our lives and into the entire planet. So we are opening our hearts to receive this truth and to remember the mission of the divine inheritance and remembering that is flowing through us and living and expressing and creating through us at this time. Osheya keina sarlaikaya ikana sasalai alnika kwe ashole a anasala a isoe ala kaisaya a. In the throat chakra, there is a sort of clenching that's happening on the receptive side where we are desiring to be appreciated, and there is a sort of push that is happening in our communications as a result, which Goddess is letting us know is safe to pull back. And in this harmonious space, we will be able to receive more. We open ourselves to receiving and allowing the receiving to be fully balanced with our offerings. Kwe shole a zala I kanashia, kwe sole a ganena I karenta shala, isazia azlala ilekansa heta. The brokenheartedness that we had experienced in the past has now transformed and is transforming into a fluid state where the break was actually an opening into a higher state of being, a fluid state of being where love is able to move through us and express itself through us without the previous conditions or restrictions that we had been attached to. We purposely connect ourselves to the solar frequencies of light and unconditional love, knowing that by receiving this divine frequency, by choosing ourselves to be conduits of this energy, that we are connected to a higher reality and a mission that is to connect with the heart and with the oneness through the human experience. Gwena shala, ikana shoea, ikue shaloe akasana. We are called to remember the sacred nature of our sacral energy, the creative fire of our womb spaces, of our sacred flame of passion and inspiration. When we connect to this on a sacred level, we remember our power and our life force energy, and we offer it in devotion to the divine mission. Thank you so much for connecting with these energies today, for allowing the message to enter your heart and your mind, to allow yourselves to believe the innate worthiness that we have to connect with these frequencies. If you would like to work with me deeper, I invite you to click on that link in the description box and to check out what is coming up, to explore what is birthing itself through us. Many blessings.